Hey everybody, I'm Pagan Tech, and we're here with another session of the Round Table of Fools. Some of us are nincompoops, some of us are idiots, some of us are ne'er-do-wells, and tonight we have Green Bear! We have Jerry Formal down in the bottom corner. We have Tommy right underneath me here, and we plan on talking about things and stuff like the weirdest thing you've ever cooked or eaten because you were poor or broke, and this week in space. What are you doing, Jerry? Are you staring into the sun?
I tried turning on my ring light, and it was at max brightness apparently.
I see that. As he stares into the sun. So we also have our usual ramblings as we do. So smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to know when I post again, and that'll get you a chance to see when I come online and stream, or at least post on YouTube. Because I post whenever I can. I have a new video card, so I post when I want. Yay! So, yeah, I know, right? Now, the host of our show, Tommy. Take it away, Tommy.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Good evening to, or afternoon, depending on when you're watching this, I suppose, to everybody out there in YouTube land and everybody listening on Signal to Noise Radio, stnradio.com. By the way, this is Tommy Scott, and we are along with our usual band of fools. Yes, Green. Very nice. Thank you very much. Thank you for that little plug there. Green got his stickers the other day. It's been a week of slight changes. I rearranged the studio a little bit because the noise from the fans, the cooling fans for the computer, I could hear over the microphone. So I moved the computer down, moved a monitor closer to me, and did all this stuff. And of course, anytime I do that, I have to tear the whole thing apart because I got to rerun cables and this and that and the other thing. So that was a fun little project, and it seems to have worked. I've got another fan running in the background there because it does get warm down here. But yeah, so it seems to have made things quieter, but now I can hear the echoes in the room a bit more. But what are you going to do? I mean, this is not a recording studio, right? But anyway, I hope everybody's had a good week. Normally we record on Thursdays, but because of things various and sundry, we could not record until this evening. It is now Friday, around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Actually, Eastern Daylight Time, pardon me. So we are going to do our standard hour and a half, 2 hours of nonsense and randomness and, just have a good time. So like we always like to kick off the show, let's do some quick plugs. I will start because today I have started working on twitch.tv/malignant gnome. That'll be my streaming channel for the few times when I'm gaming. I don't game a whole lot, and I'm generally bad at it, but according to these two guys, that might be my hook. It's, hey, I'm bad at gaming. Come and watch me. So, I plan on doing a Cyberpunk first. I set up overlays and did some stuff today, figured a bunch of that stuff out. I still got some tweaks to do here and there, but I may be able to start actually like streaming and gaming maybe even over the weekend here. We'll see. I may have to pick Pagan Tech's brain or Green's brain for that matter. Or maybe Jerry's. I don't know. He's, he's pretty savvy about these things as well. But anyway, so I plan on starting that again. That's twitch.tv/Malignant Gnome. And I will tell you the Malignant Gnome story here in a bit. But normally you can find me also on stnradio.com at Signal to Noise. That's the radio station. We broadcast 24 hours a day. We're not always live, but there's always music playing. So hop on over there and tune in and listen to some lovely tunes. And we also, of course, play the Round Table of Fools on Sunday evenings. And Jerry and I host a heavy metal show Sunday evenings. So that's always fun. And my wife and I do the, mainly it's her. I'm just sort of her vinyl monkey. I just flip records for her. But she does the Beatles, Brunch with the Beatles on Sunday mornings at 11. So we have all kinds of fun. Anyhow, so let us hang on a minute. Green, you look perplexed. What's going on?
Well, I'm looking at Pagan Tech.
Yes.
And he looks like he's maybe a little bit in pain, like he's under a lot of pressure. I can't. Oh, dude. Oh, man.
I had a feeling that was coming.
Yeah.
I'm so sweaty now. Ugh.
You must be a little smaller now, too.
Perfect introduction to the evening, I suppose.
Okay.
Anyhow, on that note, such as it is, we will have Pagan Tech do his plug then.
That note was D flat, by the way.
Are you sure it wasn't E flat?
In the key
E
of
for
F.
food. Sorry. Yes, we're all
Anyway.
years old, by the way.
And how old are we? 13? 14? Yeah, that's it.
14. I know.
Sure.
All right. So, hey, I'm Pagan Tech, and that's twitch.tv/PAGANTEK on Twitch, and then YouTube channel, which you're already watching right now. Feel free to follow me because I'm usually streaming flight sim games or science games like Kerbal, Space Program, Elite Dangerous, or Star Citizen, which is my new jam because Elite Dangerous kind of shit the bed. And photography, Photoshop, image editing. That was Elite Dangerous's release. So, digital imaging process and things like that. So, I love having people around when I stream, and hit the follow, subscribe, etc. Whatever works for you.
Excellent. Thank you
This will
very
be
much.
a long evening. It'll be a really long session.
I believe you're correct. Green Bear.
Yes?
What do you have to plug, sir?
Oh, I got a button for that.
Oh man, it's a good thing I can edit this thing later.
Why would you want to?
That's not to say I will, mind you.
I'm sure I've got a cord upstairs somewhere for you.
Man,
I think we need to start making a blooper reel, like addition to like regular episodes, just like those separately.
Yeah.
Something needs plugged.
Shit we do in between the cuts.
Oh,
Oh man, I left my head off.
enough. Get your mic closer, or get your face closer to your mic. You're fading out there a little bit.
Oh, am I now?
That's better.
Is this
Yes, you are.
more acceptable,
Well, I
Tommy?
now.
Okay.
Oh,
You can find me at twitch.tv/the Green Bear, THE Green Bear. I've been doing a lot of Warframe lately. I am a variety streamer. I do a number of different games. I've been playing Warframe. I've been playing City of Heroes and City of Villains. Got a couple of other games. I've been, started streaming Cyberpunk earlier this week, and having a grand time with that. I've been chatting with a few folks. I've actually corrupted a few other streamers into playing Warframe now.
nice.
Ooh, all right.
But having a good time. I actually had a really very cool discussion the other night, which we'll talk about some of the time, on a somewhat controversial subject, and it shouldn't be controversial as far as I'm concerned. But again, we'll talk about that some of the time. Inspired by events that occur in Cyberpunk 2077 or CP77.
Okay.
So, yeah, been doing that, and looking forward to some other stuff coming up. And hold on, because I'm sure if you're watching this, and if
They
you're watching
don't
it, you'll
know.
notice this.
Oh
Oh yeah,
That's so nice.
this is my saber beard. Oh yeah.
So I saw the cyber beard.
So anyway, yeah, I got stuff coming with that too. So anyway,
Nice.
I'm done. Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you very much. Jerry Formal, I know you've been out for a couple weeks. You were on a bit of a senior history trip with
Get off my lawn.
so
Yeah, senior's about right, to be honest.
yeah, well, I mean, you know, your senior trip is what I meant. But So, Jerry Formal has snagged himself a regular job that'll start next week. Is that right?
Tuesday, if I remember
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And
Hey, Jerry,
Yes,
what did you do to Kylo?
I beheaded him.
Yeah, he's not looking very healthy right now.
oh man, he's leaning at an alarming angle there.
He's
listening-
either he doesn't give a shit or he's dead
he's
or
listening.
drunk.
Why not a combination of the three?
Drunk dead.
So you are back. Welcome back, by the way.
Yes, thank
Actually,
you.
Patrick was going to join us as well, but he was up till 4 a.m. For his actual job doing some Windows patching, and then he just couldn't get to sleep after that. So I said, well, sleep is more important than doing this. So, Patrick, he may be joining us semi-regularly, and I'm perfectly fine with that if everybody else is, because I love
Yeah.
having him on.
I am.
He's a lot of fun.
Yeah, great guy.
I was also watching Professor Upsidasium's Twitch stream yesterday or the day before. He was playing a game. That looked pretty cool. I discovered a Twitch stream earlier today. Do you guys happen to remember a show called MXC?
Yes. Most Extreme Championship.
Thank you. Most Extreme Championship. There is a Twitch channel that shows those episodes. It just runs them back to back, and people like bet, points, imaginary points on who's going to make it through the puzzle and all this stuff. And I was sitting here earlier today. I watched it for like the entire hour of my lunch break. I had forgotten how goddamn funny that show is. I laughed my ass off for like the entire hour. That show is hilarious. It's called, let me see if I can look at it real quick. It's called Only MXC. If anybody is interested in it's what's that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got some feedback, but yeah, it's called Only MXC. It's real. I mean, it's the show that they used to. I don't even remember what channel they used to show it on, what network, but it's hilarious. But anyway, that's sort of an aside there. Cool. So, Jerry, nothing to plug this week though.
Nope.
All righty. Well, thank you for being so verbose about it.
Such excitement.
Yes. Well,
Ooh.
nothing.
Damn, Jerry, shut up, man.
Settle
Yeah,
down.
I'll just go.
Can't get a word in edgewise, man.
All right. So, let's just kick right into one of our topics and see where it takes us. So the weirdest thing you've eaten, stop cupping your microphone. The weirdest thing you've eaten and or cooked because you were just too broke to do anything else. And I've got a couple of these, but anyway, we won't start with me. Green, we've lived together previously and we were both super poor. And or without money. So what do you recall was the weirdest thing you cooked and or ate just because, oh, look, it's edible. I think I'll eat it because I haven't eaten in 2 days.
Yeah. I went to the cupboard.
Mm-hmm.
There were two things just happened to be side by side. And in a disgusting flash of inspiration, I cooked a pot of tuna ramen. Make the ramen and dump a can of tuna in it.
That doesn't actually sound too bad, to be honest.
Oh, it is.
Did you use the little ramen flavor pack, or did you just leave it to the tuna to flavor everything?
I don't think I used the ramen pack.
Well, that's
The
my part
effect
of your
was,
problem.
as it cooked, the tuna pretty much just kind of
Disintegrated?
yeah. And so it was like tuna, very thin tuna paste.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was vile. It was absolutely vile. But I wasn't hungry afterward. A little nauseous maybe, but I wasn't hungry.
Yeah, a little grossed out. Maybe if you had cooked up the ramen first, then dumped the tuna in there and mixed it up and eaten it rather than boiling the tuna with the ramen.
I was young.
It was in the cabinet. You were hungry. What are you gonna do?
And there was nothing else in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Bacon
was
check?
vile.
Well, yeah. I've always been an experimenter of foods, particularly when I was poor or just broke. I mean, poor was an upstate from where I was.
Would've been
So
an upgrade.
I had a, I was living in a trailer and I was making maybe $100 a week. And that was enough to cover the trailer and sometimes the electricity. And I had a flat of chicken ramen noodles and a package of bologna, and I would fry bologna and then stir it into ramen and stir fry ramen noodles and bologna. And if I got really creative, I had poppy seeds that I would put in there and some just either American cheese or whatever the cheapest cheese that I had, that I'd just throw it in there and I would stir fry it until it was more food than not. I'll never forget the time, though, that I don't know if you remember Kelly. She came over one time and found me in the middle of the floor. So I didn't have any furniture. I had a bucket of margarine and I had this Sam's Club bag of breadsticks, and I was dipping the breadsticks into the margarine and just eating it raw like that. She said, "I'm taking you to the Waffle House. Come on, let's go."
Oh, damn. That's awesome. It wasn't even butter, it was margarine.
Margarine. Couldn't afford butter. That's the good stuff.
Oh, that was too fancy.
Yeah. But I think the most interesting thing that actually turned out really good was, once again, we're going back to our lovely ramen. I didn't use the flavor packet in the ramen. I boiled up the ramen and left the water in there. And then I would put margarine or butter or whatever that kind of subset was
Right.
at the time. And then sugar and raisins and some cinnamon. And I'd call it cinnamon roll soup. It tasted just like a cinnamon roll, but it was soup, and it was made out of ramen.
That sounds damn good.
It was really good.
Yeah. Take out the raisins, and yeah, it does sound good.
Yeah, I'm not a big raisin guy either, but that does sound pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, back in the day, one of the reasons why we didn't starve, because one time Green and I lived together. Patrick also lived at the house there. People would come and go all the time. But the one commonality is that most of us worked at Pizza Hut at one time or another, usually at the same time. So there was always leftover pizza because, somebody made a pizza wrong or got to the destination and the people decided they didn't want it or whatever. Bring it back, put it on top of the oven where it would stay warm. Now it might sit there for 2 or 3 or 4 hours, but it would stay warm. And then at the end of the night, when you were clocking out, you're like, hey, can I take one of the 2 of those pizzas? Sure. So there was always leftover pizza, like almost always leftover pizza wherever we were living, which was good because, generally the cabinets were bare otherwise. There was like a box of, baking soda up there that had been left by the people that lived in the house previously. Stuff like that,
Pizza Hut's the only reason I didn't starve on more than a few occasions.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We would remember you and I would do morning prep. We'd go in and make dough and cut peppers and onions and all that kind of stuff. Back before all that stuff repackaged, So part of the thing of work in the morning shift is you get a personal pan pizza for your lunch or on a break or whatever, and in most cases that was lunch and breakfast usually, because I didn't, if I had coffee, because at the time I was working. So for a while when I was working at Pizza Hut, I would get up at like 3 or 4 in the morning, go into the radio station. I was an intern at the at the alternative rock radio station in town. I would leave there. I would go into Pizza Hut and do prep with Green, and then after that, sometimes depending on the schedule, I would go and work at Radio Shack in the afternoon/evening.
I remember.
Yeah, so a lot of times that personal pan pizza was like breakfast and lunch. And then sometimes, if I was working at Radio Shack, I wouldn't get dinner, or I'd walk across to McDonald's or whatever was in the parking lot there if I had some money, which wasn't often. But my creative dishes were always ramen based as well, because you can buy an entire case of ramen for $2 or something, whatever it is. I would always mix mine with if I had ketchup, I would just dump some ketchup in there just to add some flavor. It didn't actually add anything nutrition wise and didn't really add any food to it, but it's like, oh look, it's ketchup-y ramen, I guess. So I would do that, or chips. Oh, somebody bought chips. Oh, they're stale. Oh, that's all right. It doesn't matter. They're gonna get wet anyway. Dump some chips in there. Crackers, saltine crackers. Man, if you had some saltine crackers, you were living high on the hog, let me tell you. And if they weren't stale, because you'd buy them and then they'd sit in the cabinet for months. But yeah, most of mine were ramen based as well. But again, a lot of the time when we were poor and broke back in the day, it was either personal pan pizzas or just leftover pizzas, left over from work. And I'm with you, Green. I mean, that's the Pizza Hut is the leftover pizzas are the reason that we didn't starve to death, really. And there were always pizzas out of the house. Jerry, have you put together any crazy concoctions in the kitchen or anything to feed yourself? Just because. I mean, I know we don't lack food around here, generally speaking, but
no, we don't.
It does get kind of bare in the cupboard sometimes.
Usually I just stoop low enough to eat ramen, but I've never been in such an unfortunate situation where I've had to make some weird science experiment to feed myself.
Look, just wait till you move out of the house.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
It's coming.
I'm ready.
I mean, because normally we've got, all the staples in the freezer. We've got, the frozen chicken nuggets. We've got frozen waffles. We've got
corn dogs.
Corn dogs is the big thing in our house, dude. We go through some corn dogs in this house. Let me tell you, they do not last long, nor do they suffer. We love corn dogs. But yeah, cool. So I'm trying to think. Go ahead, Green.
In defense of ramen, it's really strange that ramen has acquired this status in the U.S. of being poor man's food, because and let's face it, here it is. But that does not mean that it's poor food. There are some amazing ramen dishes out there, and I love ramen. I've never gotten tired of it. The only thing I've gotten tired of with ramen is preparing it.
Yeah.
Opening it up and boiling and dumping shit in it to make it good and so on and all that. But just in defense of ramen, I love ramen. I really do. I just get tired of the same ramen all the time.
Yeah.
That's my big thing. I mean, like when I can fix ramen and I can enjoy it. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Does that count?
There
It's
are-
probably backwards. Is it backwards?
Oh, no, it's
No.
right.
Nope.
It's
Oh.
good.
Must be backwards for me, but yeah. Lunt.
Good ramen. Then there is high-end ramen that's amazing. Like tonkatsu.
Oh yes, heavenly.
But you can make ramen taste like whatever you want to. Like for me, and an ideal bowl of ramen or pot of ramen is just I put the ramen there. I'll put like only about one of the flavor packs or half of it because there's so much damn sodium in them.
A lot of sodium, yeah.
Yeah, I'll put like I'll crack an egg into it and mix it in there. I'll dump a can of like chicken. Yeah, don't do tuna. It's a horrid.
Speaking for personal experience,
Let me restate. God awful taste and texture.
Mhm.
It's an awful texture. But then I'll throw in like a can of veg all, and sometimes depending on mood, like some Mrs. Dash or some Lowry seasoned salt or just something else like that, and it comes out. It's really good. It's really good. It's really cheap. It's really easy. But at the end of the day, it's still just ramen.
Yeah, it's noodles. Well,
Yeah.
okay. Here's now maybe I'm unusual in the way I cook my ramen because we don't usually get like the ones that are in the bowl. I guess where you dump the water in there, or you boil the water and you dump it in there, and you got to let it sit and all that stuff. We always get the square, the ramen bricks. Those are the ones we get with the flavor packs there. What I do, I break them up. I dump them into a pot. It calls for, I think, 2 cups of water. I only put 1 cup of water in there. I boil it for like 3 or 4 minutes and at that point, most of the water actually boils off. So basically, all you're left with is the noodles. So you're not eating soup; you're eating noodles, basically. And I love that. I'm not big on the soup, but I love just the noodles, and anymore I don't throw anything random into it just because I'm lazy if nothing else. So Phil, I guess that packet you held up is that ramen, I guess?
It's fancy ramen.
Fancy. Ooh, all right. Hot and
It is.
Firewalk.
Firewalk. Hot and spicy, but the spicy is written in green letters, which is why you can see through it.
Yeah.
All of the green that's on the package is, it's a chroma key. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Which is why I'm not using a green screen either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd be able to see right through your head and right through your beard.
Right.
It would
Just
look
be eyeballs.
creepy.
Floating cheeks and eyeballs.
So, Pagan Tech, is that the kind you boil water and add water and stir it and let it sit and all that?
That or put water up to the line and then stick it in the microwave for 5 minutes or 3 minutes, depending on which version it is. But what I like to do is I like to crush it so that it's very, very small pieces rather than long noodles. And I can use a spoon and eat it with a spoon.
Yep. Rather than having to fork and
yeah.
and all that stuff. Yeah. I drive my partially Italian wife crazy because whenever we eat spaghetti, and Jerry does the same thing. Whenever we eat spaghetti, she was brought up in the household where you put the fork in, you spin the fork, and you get it on there. Do the whole thing. No, I cut my spaghetti. And
it works. It works.
It does work. Yeah, it does work. But it drives Patty nuts because she's like, "How? That's not the way you eat spaghetti." Like, spaghetti? I'm not Italian. It doesn't matter to me.
That's right.
It's going in my mouth into my body. It doesn't matter.
That's right. It doesn't matter if you cut it in square.
It's all coming out the same color.
Oh.
And texture.
It's homogeneous.
See, it has to be organic when you do it. You can't just randomly say, "Oh, I have a sound effect." You have to actually lead it in.
You gotta sort of work it into conversation. That's right.
Oh.
Did you say work it in the constipation?
No. Oh my God! I thought I'm hearing some high-pitched whine from something. I thought it was me, but it's not. So I'm turning my fan back on because otherwise I'm sweating my balls off over here. Anyway, balls. That's a fun one to say.
Oh, steel.
Balls. I've got balls of steel.
Balls.
I've
That's one of the
steel.
cool clips like ever. That's oh my God. I'm gonna have to find that on YouTube and watch it just to laugh at it all over again. So how has this week been, gentlemen? Busy, not busy? Any good news? Any exciting news? Anything cool, exciting happening?
Busy. Very busy.
Yeah, I know you've been busy. Yeah, for sure. You can tell the story if you want to, but you put a gig at fireworks place.
Yeah, so just on the 4th, I finished up my gig at a fireworks store in town called Phantom Fireworks. Very kind of straightforward job. A majority of what I did was I sat at a main desk in the front of the store. I checked for IDs, made sure no made sure no lunatics try to come in and blow up the place with lighters or whatever. So that was fun. That was actually a pretty easy job. I got to sit around for 10 hours a day, so that's nice. Yes, there was that, and then actually before that, I went to Gettysburg for 3 days. So that was Sunday through Tuesday, I think. So that's why I wasn't here for that. And then just today, I got officially hired at a grocery store called Giant Eagle. I'll be working there part time, doing like curbside stuff.
Oh, hired.
Yeah.
So you said you got fired.
Oh no. You can't fire me. I quit.
I think I hear that too, Tommy.
You hear that sort of high-pitched whine?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was my little fan over here, but so I turned my fan on. That's not it. So I'm not sure where that's coming from. And I don't have the fan on. You have a smile on your face like you know what it's... If you're quiet, you can hear it. I can hear it clearly. I don't know who it's coming from.
Kind of whiny there. A little bit of whine.
Like I said, it sounds like you've got a microphone mounted in your bathroom.
I think it's on your end, actually.
Me?
Yeah.
Let me mute real quick and see if it stops.
Yeah. It stopped. I'm not hearing it anymore. Maybe it's your PC?
No, well, it shouldn't be. The PC's down. Maybe I just had my maybe I had the mic turned up too much. Just getting a bunch of ambient noise. I'll turn the mic down a little bit. I can still hear it, but I think it's...
Let me try something.
It sits on this end,
Let me try something.
Yeah, go ahead.
How about now?
Still there.
Yeah, I hear.
Okay. There's the air conditioning vent is directly above the microphone. It's blowing down on me right now.
Oh,
maybe that's it. But if it stayed there after I mute the mic, then it is something else. At least that's one more thing eliminated.
Yeah. It is me.
It's coming from Tommy. I see his green square light up.
Yeah, because when I kill my channel on it's it's something over here. So it's... I don't know. I'll track it down. It's probably I just maybe have something cranked up too high. Anyway, let me see. I'll have to edit all that out.
Hey, that's going live out on YouTube. Hi, YouTube, everybody. Guess what? This is the real stuff right here.
Problems. Oh yeah. Subscribe and like.
That's right. Hit that bell for notifications. It sounds like that.
That would be awesome if you could somebody when you click the bell, instead of making the dinging noise it makes That would be awesome. I would unsubscribe and resubscribe to your channel several times. So Green, what do you got going on over there, sir? Anything new and exciting, or same old, or what's been going on?
Let's see. Actually, there's a lot going on. The past 2 months for me have been fantastic. It just seems like one thing is lining up after another.
Mm-hmm.
Was able to finally fit into a size 42, which the last time I was that size was the pit.
Wow.
When I was still in my early 20s.
That's awesome.
And back at that time, I thought I was fat. No, I'm big boned.
Big boned, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I used to make fun of that joke actually, but it turns out I am. There are 3 distinct body types, and I am the one. I'm what's called an endomorph. I will always be big. I will always have a belly. I will always ostensibly look like this.
Yep.
I will never be able to have that. I will never be able to have that that Topher style body. You know what I'm talking about, Tommy?
Oh, I know. Oh, believe me, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. But let's see. The weight's down. On the 27th of this month, I have the first appointment to start working on my teeth and get all that fixed and taken care of.
Yep.
About a week before Pride, so about a little over 2.5 weeks ago, I ordered some poi. And if you know what poi is basically spinning fire at the end of a chain or a rope. I got my first professional poi, but I haven't spun fire since about 2001 when I set my arm on fire. Had a long burn streak from like here all the way down to just before my wrist.
Oh,
And I'm a Christmas tree. I'm hairy. If I catch on fire, I go, poof. No more green bear.
Right.
So I don't spin fire anymore, but that spooked me. And I stopped doing it up until about 5 years ago. I bought some cheap poi off of Wish.
oh,
So you know it was a piece of crap. So I ended up throwing it away after about like 2 hours. It was garbage. So I've got some professional grade poi and did a bit of research on it, watched some reviews and unboxing by several professional poi spinners. And I just love it. So these are professional grade. They're really nice and they're durable. They're light as far as poi goes. They're heavy as far as out of shape old 54-year-olds go.
So
So-
so they'll last more than a couple hours. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Good.
So last weekend,
Mhm.
I went out dancing for the first time in like 12 years and took my poi. So big 6'2" dude on the dance floor spinning his balls all over the place.
Oh my.
Gets attention and makes people want to stay away from you. So the end result of this was I did this for a couple of hours last Saturday night. You know I'm a night owl. I always have been. I got home a little after 3. Promptly passed the fuck out. When I woke up at 1 Sunday afternoon, every damn fiber in my body was not happy with me and was glaring at me and making threats. And it felt so good. I haven't felt that kind of exercise burn in years. So I'm exercising in my VR. I'm getting back into dancing and spinning poi. And I'm feeling really, really good.
That's
There
awesome.
is a post on one of the Dragon Con groups I'm on in Facebook. There's a guy offering. He said, "Hey, bring your poi. Let's go." I don't remember where he said, outside of one of the hotels. And he said, let's all spin. If you're new, I can teach you. We can all do basic stuff. And so I guess there's going to be an element of that at Dragon Con.
That was the other thing that happened this week. I made contact. Spinning poi in all the different styles and schools of thought for poi, plus using things like staffs, just anything where you're moving around your body. This is called flow arts.
Yeah, that's what he said, actually. Yeah. He said something.
I made contact with the Augustus Flow Arts community.
Oh, cool.
I
And,
have a photo shoot idea that I need to talk to you about, Green.
Okay. More than happy to.
Awesome.
You've seen some of my fire flow images, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes. I want to try. I've got a whole different idea with you spinning poi. I think it would be really cool.
Okay. Actually, man, I'm just getting back into it. It's been, aside from that 2-hour stint about 4 years ago, I haven't spun poi with any degree of seriousness since like 2001 when I burned my arm. And I'm getting back into it now. I'm very, very, very excited about it. So yeah, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, cool. As long as you can spin up some patterns, I've got an idea.
Well, those patterns are generally what most people will call flowers. That's the more technical term. That is something I'm still learning to do. I'm literally starting over.
Sure. Any
Yeah.
of them. Doesn't matter. As long as there's a pattern that can get established.
Can do that.
Cool.
Can do that.
That sounds cool.
I have an idea for a possible stream idea if you guys would be interested in hearing.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, we've talked about this on and off, and I think it was some of these discussions that actually led to the Roundtable of Fools. I would like, if I may, to take you
Where?
on a strange voyage.
How strange.
It was so strange that Phil made a goofy face about it and a weird sound.
Of course.
Okay, this isn't a Rocky Horror, but that does give me an idea for Rocky Horror things like around
Oh no.
October. I think it would be great if we could get a number of us and actually read that script.
Oh. Okay.
Read
You
it
mean-
live.
The movie script or do the lines for the movie?
The
like the-
movie.
Participation lines. Oh,
Like,
okay.
can you imagine Phil playing Dr. Frankenfurter and
Oh.
giving his interpretation, or yours, or
Yeah.
Drew's, or Mr. Basel's, or JD?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that
If we get a bunch of us together, and I think that's something we could do that would be a lot of fun to do.
Yeah.
I would need to
Yeah.
invest some time in that thing because I've never
Table
watched or heard
reading is
that.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So what I would like to do, just as something I've been mulling over lately, is video gaming. And like if I were on a stream, and if I could have us in Discord, either playing the same game. I'm still ironing all this out, but I think it would be neat to have us somewhere between Mystery Science Theater 3000 and Beavis and Butthead.
Oh no.
Yeah. I can
Settle down,
I
Beavis.
like where this is going. Yes.
We could play. Somebody's playing a game. Somebody's streaming a game.
Yep.
And we're all making comments and observations about it,
Yes.
and just having a bit of silly, more graphic adult fun with it.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome. Actually, you know what? To get maximum hilarity, put me in an FPS game like Fortnite, or I'm basically any FPS game that I am just atrocious at, and let you guys just riff on me for like an hour, because that would be maximum hilarity. Not only would it be hilarious because I'm so bad at those games, but you guys, I'm sure, would just kill it the whole time because I'm just so bad at those kind of games. But yeah,
For
that's
blood.
an awesome idea. Fun. Yeah.
I would love to have us doing something. I mean, I'm enjoying the fuck out of this. I mean, I think it's clear.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But some of the stuff I know I talked to you guys a few years back about between all of us, we've got enough talent, contacts, know-how, creativity to do any damn thing we want. Anything.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I would love doing, I like this as the idea of home base. Round Table of Fools is home base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from here, just try something over here, and then
Branch out.
try something over there. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
But,
and it's cool too, because if we're doing something like that, we could all 3 or 4 or however many, we could have our own streams going at the same time, could we not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
Now, you can actually do that. There's a thing called not simul streaming. It's a feature, but the only people allowed to do it are people who have become associates.
Oh, not there
Twitch-
yet.
Me either.
Is that
I'm-
like a certain amount of followers or subscribers or something?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
It's
It's
follower
above
and,
affiliate, right?
it's follower and subscriber base, as far as I know.
And I
haven't
think
gotten
there's
any
a
deals yet.
minimum amount of time that it's been watched on your channel.
Okay.
There are a number of things to it, but that is something that the 4 of us could really help each other with.
Mhm.
and do, and that's completely legit as far as Twitch is concerned. Fuck yeah, get all your friends in on it. Because that just means more attention and more money
Oh,
for
yeah.
them and money for us.
Yeah.
And I think it would just be fucking funny as hell to do it. I would do it because it's fun.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Can you imagine the 4 of us like doing just like some weird stuff in like a VR game?
Oh,
You know?
oh,
Oh,
hell yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah. And that's right. All 4 of us have access to VR now.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well-
it would have to be one or the other of us. We don't have 2 VR headsets in the house, but
That's true.
Yet.
Well, yeah.
like I said, we need to figure out how to stream VR, because we've got to stream me playing Drunken Bar Fight, because it would just be hilarious. I mean, the game is funny on its own. We need to have me in game and then a camera on the outside watching me stumble around the living room like a fool, or downstairs here. But
I know Pagan Tech knows how to do it. We had it set up here briefly, and it was running to where it was streaming. I think you were looking on your phone, but I was able to stream it. I was able to stand right behind here and play it. I think it was Beat Saber.
Yeah,
and it was going out of the stream.
Nice.
I stream Flight Sim in VR and Elite Dangerous in VR, and yeah, bunch of stuff in VR.
Awesome.
I want to stream a bunch of us playing Demio because that game really is just insanely fun. Oh, and it is. Oh my god! If you ever watched Magic Missile or
I know what you're talking about.
I Magic Missile with Darkness. If you know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea.
Okay. Back in the early 2000s, or actually back in the late 90s, there was a game that came out called, I think it was called Summoner's War. Came out for the PlayStation 1. Now, at the end of the game, after you completed it, there was essentially an end credit scene. And it was a clip of a bunch of friends, including a couple monsters that you had fought in the game, all sitting around a table playing D&D.
Okay. That's awesome.
And at one point, one of the characters says, "I'm going to use a magic missile on like a fly or something, just something really irrelevant." It was like trying to kill a cockroach with a bazooka.
Right.
Just absurd overkill. Well, one of the monsters that's playing the game is constantly asking. Now, the DM says, "Okay, so you go into a bar, and the first thing out of the monster's mouth is, 'Are there any chicks at the table?'" And the GM's like, "Well, there's a couple of, I want to do them. I'm going to roll to do her." And no, she's not talking to you. "I don't care. I'm going to roll to do her."
Jesus.
So they play it about another minute. And so at this point, the monster has gotten up to get some Mountain Dew out of the fridge. So he's listening to what's going on the table, and they're talking about how it's dark in the room, and he goes, "I'm going to use magic missile against the darkness. I can't see, so I use magic missile." And the DM's going, "You can't fucking magic missile the darkness." And somebody goes, "Magic missile." So, and that spawned a lot of very early memes on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, the one of the final lines is, somebody casts a light and they can suddenly see into the room. And the monster says, "Oh, is there a chick there? I'll do her."
So I have info about that sketch.
Yes.
Because I heard that sketch on Dr. Demento first.
Okay.
That was done in '96 by a comedy group called the Dead Alewives.
Okay.
It's an improv comedy troupe, and they're defunct now, but the original sketch was called Dungeons and Dragons, and it was also known as the Summoner's Geeks, or Attacking the Darkness. And it eventually worked its way into the end credits of that game, but it was done in '96 by Dead Alewives. I can put a link in the Discord with the video.
Yeah, it's also.
Where's the Cheeto?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out because I've never seen that before.
Oh, speaking of old games,
Yes.
Here I am, old gamer. I got to share this. I thought I lost this years ago. Okay.
You're mine?
Roll the dice to see if I'm getting drunk.
Right. Okay. These are both my reading glasses and my Santa glasses. Okay.
Okay.
Would you like to see the eyeglass case that I keep them in?
Sure.
OG gamer street cred here, damn it.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
I keep my reading glasses in a video game controller case.
Nice.
That's cool.
That is cool. I've got my one of my spare pairs of reading glasses. Between Patty and I, we got readers all over this damn house, but I've got a pair of mine in a Batman case up here on this little shelf. So Oh man! All right. Well, let me see. It's been 50 minutes. Unless anybody has anything to plop in there at the last minute. Plop in there at the last minute.
Oh, lame.
Thank you. I think it's time for a break. and let Peg and Tech go to the restroom. Actually, it's Mike there. You probably don't want to do that.
No, it's really bad in there.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Ooh, I would not go in there if I was you.
I guess not over here.
Yeah, 35, 45 minutes. Somebody open a window.
What a match.
Like a book.
Like a whole carton of matches. All right. So let's call it 10 minutes and then we will regroup. And I don't remember what the next topic is, but we will roll into the next topic in about
This weekend.
Space.
what?
Space.
Yeah. Madness.
Space.
All right. 10 minutes and break.
Thanks for sticking around. And we're back. I gotta find out which script I'm fucking reading. There we go. And we're back. Thanks for joining us. I'm so stoked that you can join us as well. We've had a very successful break. And I hope that you did as well. So, let's get into this. All yours, Tommy.
That's one way to put it.
Thanks. Yes, a productive break indeed. Productive. Never. Productive. Anyway, so I think Pagan Tech. Well, let's do. Green Bear's having pizza problems over there. Let's we'll talk streaming a little bit, and then we'll go to. Like how that sort of trails out, keeps trailing out. It's done. It's not done.
Third gear.
Anyhow, so I've started a Twitch channel already. It's called Malignant Gnome. And somebody asked me, why Malignant Gnome? Well, I will tell you, years and years ago at Penzic, there's a bunch of us sitting around in our camp, and we were probably talking gaming because if nothing else, Penzic is populated by nerds and geeks of all stripes. But anyway, somebody mentioned me, and I said, "Oh, I dwarf. I always play a dwarf. It's just always been dwarf." And my friend Carla said, "I've never really seen you as a dwarf. You're more like a malignant gnome." And everybody just kind of fell out laughing. Okay, I guess. So that's a joke for like probably close to 20 years now. Is I'm not a dwarf. I'm a malignant gnome. So when I was trying to come up with a moniker for Twitch streaming, I thought, oh, malignant gnome, perfect, and nobody had it. So. Which is another thing too. Any more on the internet, and it doesn't matter if you're trying to create a new account in Discord or Twitch, or trying to do a new email address, for example. All the good stuff. You've really got to get creative to make new accounts, new account names, and stuff like that, because there is just the boat's full. I mean, there's just everything. Anything that's obvious is taken, and now even the things that aren't obvious are being taken as well. So you got to really get creative sometimes. And I was just kind of lucky that Malignant Gnome, or the combination thereof. I mean, somebody's probably got Malignant something or another, and somebody may have Gnome in their name, but nobody got that combination. So I was able to do that. So Malignant Gnome Gaming it is, and the color scheme is kind of gold and black or yellow and black. And I've been looking at free overlay templates at a couple of different places and experimenting and stuff. So like I said, I'm hoping to start streaming. Now I say in earnest, it'll probably be a couple times a week, depending on other things going on with the radio station, and just life in general. And when DragonCon rolls around, that's going to disrupt everything, for not a whole week, but I mean the better part of a week, because I'll drive down to North Carolina to Patrick's house, actually, on that Wednesday, I think. And then we'll get up Thursday morning and drive into Atlanta to go to the con. So, and I'll probably will take the equipment with me so I can, record some interviews and stuff like that. Just get some more content from the public at large, and probably the people I'm staying with. I'm hoping I haven't heard back yet, but I'm gonna follow up here shortly. I'm hoping to hear back from Felicia Day's publisher, and I'm hoping to get to talk to her at least for a little bit, maybe. But again, it's gonna matter, because she's supposed to be there, so it's just a matter if she has time or not, and if they want to, charge me for it, which I wouldn't be able to afford. So, yeah. Oh, I know you. I know she'll remember you. Yeah. So with your, I will call it your tooth schedule. You said, I know you wanted to go to DragonCon. Does it look like you'll be able to, or no, or is that still kind of up in the air for you?
I will not know for sure until I meet with the dental student doing my work. That will be on the 27th of this month. And at that point, I should have some kind of information about it.
You'll have sort of a basic schedule of events, essentially. You're going to go in this time and this time, and okay.
Yeah, I imagine it's going to be a rough schedule at first, but yes.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Listen, before we get too off subject from that, I want to go back to you're looking for Twitch names.
Yes.
I wasn't able to get Green Bear, but I got the Green Bear.
Green Bear, right? Yeah.
Do you have any idea how many times somebody has messaged me offering to pay me like a couple $100 to give up my name?
Really? No.
Yes.
Interesting.
Dang.
Hmm.
Huh.
So people want it.
Yeah.
People want all. I mean, all these. I'm not saying it's just
Yeah.
me. Don't get me wrong. I'm
Well,
not saying
no,
that
yeah.
at all. There's a lot of people out there that they take the whole thing very seriously.
Well, I guess it's kind of like in the early days of the internet, because all the .com names, pretty much any word .com, got snatched up pretty quickly. And for a while there, people were paying lots. I mean, big companies were paying millions of dollars for, Coke.com and, stuff like that. IBM and Microsoft and whatever, if they didn't get it originally, they were paying millions, sometimes millions of dollars to get their own domain names. People speculated, basically grabbed them and then they had to pay. Yeah. I guess it's kind of the same thing. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I mean, I don't know that. I don't know that anybody would want malignant gnome, but yeah, you never know. I guess.
I was just referring to the fact that people have begun to. This is a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
People have begun to realize just how powerful streaming is becoming,
Right.
and they want their world. That's why I've told everybody who's messaged me, no, it's not for no.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, plus it's a good cross-platform type thing too, because like in like my just chatting screen and in the some of the screens, obviously not the in-game screen, but like a couple of the others, I've got a list of links, and I've got like stnradio.com. I've got little adverts for my own stuff, so it's a good way to get your information out there in a subtle way without having to go, hey, go and click on my stuff and this and that and the other thing, while you're gaming and transitioning between screens. People are seeing these things, so people pick up on it. Oh, what's that all about? So I don't think I've made the screen too cluttered. I'll have to, maybe after we finish this, I'll fire up that stream, and maybe if you guys want to check it out and let me know what you think. But cool. So I think Pagan Tech, you said you wanted to. Your subject was This Week in Space. Space.
This week
So
in
what's going on?
space. Yeah, well, I like to catch y'all up on some space news, and I know we had talked about the helicopter on Mars. Remember that?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, this week we actually accomplished flight number 9, the flight for the helicopter on Mars, and I love how they word this. It broke many records. Well, I think that's kind of silly because flight records on Mars, that's a pretty silly concept anyways. But to be honest, for the 9th flight, the helicopter went the furthest it's ever gone and the fastest it's ever gone. It flew for 166 seconds at 16 feet a second for a total of 2,051 feet or 625 meters. And it was taking 4K pictures the entire way. And what they did with this is the first time they actually purposefully did a science flight where they were mapping out prospective targets using the 4K imager on the helicopter as it flew towards its target. These are prospective science locations for the rover. So it's actually acting like a scout now. I thought that was pretty neat. One of the things it had to do is it had to fly through in a crater. It dipped down into a crater, which their software is not really designed to do that because it's designed to go over flat terrain. So they had to run a little slower. They were watching the helicopter was watching the terrain as it passed underneath, and so it went a little slower, but it completed the flight and landed. Everything was fine. And so they said, well, this was groundbreaking. Everything is groundbreaking for the helicopter, but this is groundbreaking. This is not what they had designed it for. It was originally designed to last 30 days for 5 flights as a proof of concept and nothing more. Now they're actually starting to fold it into the science mission for the rover. And there's a chance it could stick around for a good long time.
That's awesome. So, and like you said, it's sort of acting like a scout. It's scouting almost ahead or finding places for the rover to go to do science stuff.
Yeah, it's taking crystal clear 4K images of terrain that's 30 feet underneath it, that the closest they can get to mapping out where they want the rover to go before was using the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, which, to be honest, is a phenomenal piece of equipment. But this is an orbiter that's, well, in orbit, but it takes pictures where you can see the rover, but the rover is only like 5 by 10 pixels. So you're not getting the detail of, oh, that rock looks really interesting. They barely know there's a rock there. I say there's a dune field and here's some potential rocks over here, but this is actually flying over and saying, that's a really strange looking rock there, rather than having to rely on the top of the mast cam on the rover, which is only, I'd say, about 7 or 8 feet above ground. Well, this is, good 30, 45 feet in the air. It can actually see quite a bit of interesting things. So I thought that was really interesting, and I wanted to bring that to the table.
Yeah. No, what?
Let's see what else. There's more talk about the commercial launch for the space tourism mission for SpaceX. They said we are going to have, since we're not going to be docking with anything, we're going to have a acrylic glass. Basically, it's a dome. It's the cupola that's going to be underneath the forward hatch, and it's going to be big enough that a person can actually sit in it from like the waist up. Well, news came out this week that said, guess where we're putting the bathroom? It's going to be in the cupola. It's
you
kind of
want that to be glass that you can see into, I guess.
No, I mean, well, it doesn't matter because you're in space. It's not like you've got the corner stores hanging out there.
Like you're going to be spying on you, I suppose.
Right.
Hey, Rhea, on the moon!
Can you imagine the view?
Mars.
You want to talk about a pucker factor? Woo!
That second one is just
So, all right. So let's see what else. Just trailed off there. The
You say chemtrails?
no, just kind of trailed off there, just a little bit. Chemtrails are there a little bit. The SpaceX Cargo Dragon came back to Earth today. It was Cargo Dragon 22. It was the 22nd Cargo Dragon mission that went to the space. Oh, he's dying over there.
Yeah.
The visual is the chemtrail that keeps falling. It's going to hit the ground eventually.
Why is that chemtrail brown, Daddy?
Run!
Why is it getting bigger? Sorry.
I didn't know chemtrails had precipitation.
That
I didn't know that was bunch of children. Oh.
We never said we were mature.
It was never said.
was never stated.
Nope. 22nd Crew Dragon coming back from the space station. It splashed down today at noon, and everything is hunky-dory. Even Christy's laughing over there.
It splashed down.
We killed him. We killed 3 green.
I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Well, you'll love the next one. It's talking about SpaceX Booster 3 pressure testing.
He's about to literally fall out of his chair. I hope you have it on camera. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting this.
Oh.
Pressure testing. Oh.
Oh. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time.
They also tested the reaction control nozzles.
Ugh.
Stop it for a minute. I gotta breathe.
Nozzle. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I think this has been my favorite episode so far.
What happened to Splash?
Oh my god.
It really wasn't intentional.
Timed. Okay, I'm starting to get over that.
I had some coleslaw the other day, and and it tested my pressure control nozzle. Let me just say.
That's This Week in Space.
This week in poo jokes.
Tommy coleslaw does it to you. Sauerkraut does it to me.
Well, cabbage in general does it to me. Yeah, and as much as I love sauerkraut and I love coleslaw, man, it does not love me. Let me just say, whew, ran me out of bed. Feel sorry for my wife.
Especially after you go to bed.
Oh yeah, well the coleslaw incident hit me at like 4 a.m. So
Oh no.
I know it was bad. Yeah.
Is your alarm going off at 4? No, that was the sauerkraut.
That was the slaw. Oh my god, I don't even know what to talk about anymore.
So that's it for this week.
So did you? We'll talk some pop culture a little bit here. So have you guys been keeping up with Loki?
I've not seen the current one. I've not seen number 5 yet.
Okay, all right, really good.
I am behind as well.
I just say that the 5th one is probably, in my opinion, the best one so far. And there's apparently a lot of Easter eggs, lots of stuff going on in the background that just completely pass over my head that you guys would probably catch right away. So, good episode though, really good episode. And what else are we watching? We've been keeping up with. There's a show on Fox called Lego Masters. I don't know if you guys have caught any of those.
I've seen a couple of them.
Yeah, that's actually a very entertaining show. We like look forward to Tuesday nights in Lego Masters because that's and since I switched over from Xfinity to Comcast Business, you know, we should can the TV service entirely. So now I've been struggling to trying to get local channels and stuff like that, digital antennas and all that stuff. So I may just sign up for a cheap
Cut the cable.
A sling package or something, you know.
Cut the cable.
Oh, the cable's cut. I mean, you know,
Okay.
all we have is Comcast Business for, you know, the internet and all. So we stream everything now. But in fact, the Xfinity equipment is going back tomorrow. I've got, in addition to picking up my new chair, I've got, well, new to me. I'm going to drop the equipment back off to Xfinity and say, take this shit, take it away.
And burn it.
Yeah, I mean, and the only time we've had a disruption, as far as I know, the only time we've had a disruption in service is, was it yesterday?
Yesterday or day before yesterday, whenever we had the power blip and it killed the box for a bit, but
that had nothing to do with Comcast. That was because we lost power. So
right.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna get another UPS to put over with that equipment, and you know, more semi-expensive stuff to buy, but. You know, it's weird. Our cables are buried. We don't have, you know, suspended power cables. We have everything's buried in the neighborhood, but we still, I guess maybe it's outside the neighborhood where stuff goes down. You know, we'll get storm roll through and power will go out, or at least it'll flick off and on real quick. It'll only go down for a few seconds or whatever, but just enough to disrupt everything. And then I got to resync the TV and the receiver and do all that happy stuff. So anyway, yeah. So, but anyway, my point was, we've been enjoying Lego Masters. So I may just get one of the cheapy Sling packages so we can just watch Lego Masters, just stream it, just like just the Fox channel. But I'm trying to think. So Black Widow is out, I think. Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet, but I plan to. I want to see that so bad.
it looks great. It really does. I've seen well, of course, we've been seeing trailers for it for what, a year and a half or something now. But is it one of those simultaneous HBO Max and theaters, or is it just in the theaters, or one or the other, or maybe Disney Plus? I don't
It's
even.
streaming. Yeah,
It is streaming.
I think so.
Okay.
I have got all of that, the Marvel Legends action figures. I've got that. I've got the Black Widow set. I'm a long-time Black Widow fan.
Awesome.
A long time. The main villain of the movie, Taskmaster, is that motherfucker's been on my list of favorite villains since like the 70s. He's a fantastic villain. He's not always been really evil. He's able to make money as a mercenary and working for the bad guys, but he'll work for whoever has the money to pay him.
Right. Yeah.
But I like the way one of the things not to go on a tangent.
No, go
But
ahead.
one of the things I really like about the Marvel movies that they've done so far is they've taken they've taken what is clearly, let's use Captain America. They've taken what is clearly in the comics a good-looking costume that if you were to make it for real, it would look kind of silly.
Mm-hmm.
But they've made a realistic version of that same costume without changing it to any really drastic degree, and it looks badass.
Mm-hmm.
They've done that with Taskmaster.
Ah, okay.
Taskmaster wears a lot of black and white and blue in the comics, but this rendition of him, and this was really important, he had to have the hood and he had to have the skull faceplate. Those are his signature looks.
Mhm.
And they kept them. They not only kept them, they make them look downright frightening. He is an intimidating looking character in the show, and I can't wait to see it.
It looks really awesome. Yeah. The other interesting thing, or the intriguing movie that's come out over the last couple days, is the Tomorrow War. It's got Chris Pratt in it.
I want to see that.
I do too. It's streaming on. I think it's
Amazon.
Net?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay, it's on Prime. Okay, yeah, you're right. It is on Prime. Yeah. I've heard good things about that movie. I mean, I like Chris Pratt anyway, but I've heard very good things about that movie. So
I've heard great things along the lines of, if you want an escape movie, kind of in the vein of Independence Day, where it's not a lot of thought into the movie, where it's just fun. The characters are engaging and they have great chemistry. That makes you forget about any of the plot points that are kind of not quite fully fleshed out, but it's a tremendously fun movie. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, me too. And that's why I keep hearing that about the characters too, how the characters are all pretty well fleshed out and they've got good chemistry and they play well off of one another. It just looks like a cool flick.
Now on a counterpoint, I haven't heard anything good about the movie.
Really?
But then again, the people that I keep hearing are the same people who, I don't know if you ever saw it, but saw oh god, I just had it on the top of my head. It's a favorite movie of mine. I bought the DVD. Tom Cruise. They renamed it the Edge of Tomorrow.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Fucking love that movie so much.
That's a good one.
That was hardcore science fiction with aliens and all that kind of stuff, and that was well thought out.
Yes.
That is a cerebral science fiction movie. If you ain't got no brains, you're going to go, oh, that was stupid.
Yeah.
But the people who said that was stupid are the same people I'm hearing say that about the Tomorrow War.
Oh, okay, yeah. I liked Edge of Tomorrow. I thought that was great.
It's great.
I liked all the ship designs in there, and I just thought it was really. I
love the design of the aliens themselves, and I liked the structure of how they thought out the alien society, how they were the ones who were actually resetting time in like pockets.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then by accident, a human got that power from them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All of that. I love that kind of in-depth thought process.
Yeah. No, I really
And-
dug that movie. Yeah.
Thought it was very well done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed.
So, if I know you guys are music fans to a point, Green maybe more so than everybody else, but look up a band. They are from Canada. They're from Saskatoon. I interviewed them for my podcast. The name of the group is New Jacobin Club. JACOBIN, New Jacobin Club. They've been around since the mid to late 90s. They've released a bunch of music. They're sort of a goth, metal, industrial, theatrical, sort of a conglomeration of those styles. They sound, I mean, it varies from song to song. Sometimes it's like, oh, these guys are metal, and then it's like, oh nope, these guys are goth, and oh geez, now they sound like Rammstein. And they've got they're great actually. But
What
if
did you call them?
sorry, Rammstein.
Thank you.
Rammstein. I say Rammstein. But yeah, so if you go to newjacobinclubmusic.com, I think, they've got some free music that you can download there.
They're on Spotify too.
Yeah, they are all on Spotify. That's true. Yeah. They've got, they're working on a new album right now that they're hoping to be out later in the year. Very cool people. There's like 5 members of the band right now. There were 2 of them on I don't like to call them interviews. It's more of a conversation, but I had a conversation with 2 of them, and super cool people. We talked about music and healthcare. It was just a wide range of topics that we talked about. But it's cool stuff. It's great music. Just not to, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just really enjoyed my chat with them, and they're super cool, and they put out good music. So, that was that. And then I also did another interview that is edited but not published yet. A good friend of mine, she is a fashion designer. She was born in Japan, moved to the States on her own when she was 19. She's a fashion designer, and she's a musician, and we camp in the same camp at Pinzik. And she's super cool too. I had a conversation with Kazuki, is her name. I had a conversation with Kazuki yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I lose track of time very easily. So that was cool. So I talked to her, and then I'll probably publish that on Monday. But up until this episode, all of the Roundtable of Fools episodes have been uploaded as podcasts, and the two for Noise Tangent, those 2 episodes have been published as well. I haven't broadcast the 2 for Noise Tangent. In fact, I sort of am debating whether I should or not. I mean, I could, I guess, but of course, Roundtable of Fools, all those have been broadcast at one time or another by myself and Pagan Tech, and now they're in podcast form as well.
Not just that, they are also on YouTube. All 10 episodes are now stored on YouTube. They're properly mixed, edited, and they are in their own special playlist. So definitely check that
Have
out.
we really done 10 broadcasts?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess so.
This is number 11.
Damn.
Yeah, this is number 11. Yeah, that's true.
Feels like we just started doing this yesterday.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't feel like almost 3 months now.
Yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Well, I don't know about you guys, and I know Green mentioned it earlier, but I look forward to doing these like every week. I mean, this is almost the highlight of my week is doing this with you guys.
Absolutely.
And then I'll have to edit it, tomorrow or Sunday before I air it, obviously. But Yeah, I mean, this is like the highlight of my week is getting to do this and goof off with you guys for a couple hours, you know.
Heck yeah.
So what else is going on? Let me see. What is your anything for any of the three of you? Anything coming up out of the ordinary or fun or unusual next week? I'm just going to be doing myself. I'm just going to be doing prep for Dragon Con, starting to gather stuff together, and I'm going to buy my ticket the next time. I think my next paycheck, I'll get my Dragon Con ticket. But that's going to be, I mean, aside from, because I'm not going to be doing, you know, a bunch of costumes and stuff. But
There's that alpha game that I play, Star Citizen.
oh yeah.
That is, I really enjoy that game. It's very interesting. A lot of interesting things that are happening in that. But one of the most interesting things that is currently happening now. They are in the process of releasing the 3.14 patch. And they're not really doing anything specific for Pi, but they are releasing a brand new portion of their planetary tech, which is gas giants and volumetric clouds, where you can actually go... Right now, you can actually go into the outer atmosphere of their gas giant in Stanton system, and there is a floating cloud city that you can land at.
All right.
And I will be streaming that as soon as I can get my grubby little mitts in there into that server. It's either going to go to Section 2 public test universe or get released to the public universe, I'd say probably by the end of this coming week.
Nice.
And it is a game changer. This is what they were planning on for the release for the 4.0 patch that they just rolled into the 3.14 patch. And this is what we've been waiting for since they first announced it 2 years ago.
2 years. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So they said, because the original planet was just a 3D modeled planet. It didn't have any specific cloud tech, but you couldn't get close to it enough to say, yeah, they're clouds. But you looked at it and yeah, it's a gas giant. Well, now it's a gas giant. There's actually clouds and Cloud City, and you land there and you fly through the clouds, and you get too deep, it will crush your ship.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool. All right. That's awesome. And then that's Citizen?
Star Citizen. So what they're doing right now is they have one star system, and this whole star system that they're doing, and this is building out for their MMO, the actual Star Citizen. They are building out the technology to build out the rest of the mapped star systems. There's like 97 or 98 different star systems. And it doesn't seem like a lot when you're used to Elite Dangerous, where you have 300 billion star systems to go to. But 300 billion star systems where it's all pretty much the same. You go into a star system, you've got some variations on the same concept. But once you start getting into it, it's like, okay, yay, planet. Ooh. Well, that's modeled at the, like, macro scale. Star Citizen is modeled to the micro scale, where things all the way down to the leaves on the trees are modeled. The atmospheric turbulence of your thrusters are modeled. So instead of having tons of really fat crayon type planets to land on, you have 96 systems, or that's an approximation. I think I remember saying it's 96 or 100, but these are modeled down to the inch. You land on these planets, you look, you find a rock. You can find a tree with a branch sticking off of it, and you break that branch and it's broken. Caves, stations, ships, crashes, homesteads. It's very extremely detailed, and what they're doing is they're building out the tech to start populating these things, and they are, I mean, it's very playable right now just in the one system. They're not only are they building the planetary tech and all of the fun stuff that's involved with the system, they're also building out the gameplay mechanics like medical gameplay or crime and punishment gameplay, or salvaging gameplay, or mining, or things like that. There's a lot of different gameplay mechanics that you can do that once they start, and it's still an alpha. I understand it's an alpha. The mechanics that they're building now will go to their single-player game, Squadron 42.
Ah, okay. So this is Star Citizen, because our friend Rick is a Star Citizen junkie as well, and he was trying to get me to play it years ago. Because I know it's been under development. I mean, like any big game, it's under development for years. But they've released this playable module and this alpha and this and that, and eventually they're going to mesh all this together. I'm assuming.
Well, right now there is a consistent playable universe, and that's just the one star system. And then when they have other star systems that they're like, there's a stage that's called Gray Box where they've fleshed out the 3D, then they go into texturing, and then they go into lighting pass, and then they get ready for a release. Well, some of these star systems, there's two that I know of right off the top of my head that are ready for release, but they want to get these mechanics up and running, these different game mechanics up and running, so that when they do release these other star systems in the alpha, in the test universe, that it's not just a boring star system. You go there, you actually have a purpose. And so it's a building upon the steps of what they just released. So they have a step, and then they do, every quarter, they do a pretty major release. Ships, they do some server meshing, which is how the servers talk to each other, and persistence in the universe itself. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people balk at the concept of you're buying a ship. Well, you're buying into the alpha. They give you a ship as part of the buy-in, but depending on how much you want to buy in, depends on the quality of the ship that you get.
Right.
So you could get in on a $45 ship or a $45 game pack. It gives you an entry-level ship. You pay a little bit more, you get a little bit better ship. There are people out there who've spent thousands of dollars. There is one person they interviewed who had spent over $100,000
for a game.
For a game. You buy the ships, boss the ships. Not for me. I bought into the lower, one step above the lower end ship, and that's what I fly around and have a blast. I know they're going to reset the universe a couple of times before they actually get into the full main game of the MMO, and I'm expecting that. So it's not going to be a surprise when suddenly I've lost all the credits that I've earned. I'm not trying to do anything hardcore. I'm just trying to have fun right now and see some of the sights. So when I start streaming back into it, now that my video card is stable, I would fully like to invite you guys to watch the stream, because I'm going to do some sightseeing. The missions are fun, but I really want to show you the tech that they've built out, because it's amazing. There's one planet you land there. It's like exactly what I would expect to see on the moon Titan. Hydrocarbon atmosphere. It's really thick. It's very orange. It's rocky. There's another water world. There's a snow world where there's trees and snows, and there's fields of flowers, and there's so many weird things in this system that are mind-blowing. I'd love to show it to you on stream.
Well, yeah, just give us a heads up, before you're getting in there, because I would love to see that. Because I love space exploration games. So yeah, definitely.
And as soon as that gas giant technology is released, that is going to be so amazing. That's one of the last large planetary techs that they wanted to do before they start finishing up the other systems, because they've got the Stanton system that they're currently in has an example of most of the major types of planetary bodies: airless, heavy atmosphere, heavy G, corporate planet where it's nothing but buildings. There's one that's been mined to death. There's nothing left living except the buildings and the mining equipment. The gas giant is there. Icy moons. There's a lot of examples of these planetary techs, and they're doing that in this system so that they can refine their planetary tech, so that when they go to a new system, they go, make planet, and their planet's made. Because they've applied the tools that they've already used.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, definitely give us a like some advance warning when you're going to get in there and do that. Because a lot of times I'll see the oh, Pagan Tech is streaming, but it was like I missed it 2 hours previously or something. I was like, oh well, damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, just give us a heads up ahead of time, and yeah, I would love to see that actually.
Okay.
And my latest thing is I've been streaming
Cyberpunk.
Star Wars Rebels. I've been watching Rebels. I'm enjoying Rebels. I'm not quite. Am I through the first? Yes, I finished the first season. I'm into the second season. Yeah, I'm digging it. Actually, I really am. Yeah. I was actually gonna get rid of Disney Plus because I was trying to cut corners and save some money here and there, but I was like, there's just too much good stuff on Disney Plus. I was watching Clone Wars and the Bad Batch. I've been keeping up with the Bad Batch too. It's really good. Yeah. So and I think it comes out on Tuesdays or whatever. But anyway, I've been enjoying that. So it's like, well, I guess I'm keeping Disney Plus for a while. Then damn it.
Nice.
That's got all the Marvel stuff on it too, and all the Star Wars stuff, of course, and all that. So it's like, well, there's plenty of stuff there that I haven't watched that I can still watch. So, well, cool. All right. Well, let me see. We are almost 2 hours deep in this. Does anybody have anything to spring on us at the last minute, or shall we call it a night?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. All right. We will. We will start winding down, so somebody can see to that. But anyway, we'll go in reverse order this time. So, Green, do your final plugs for the evening.
Pagan Tech, 2 words for you: be and no. Be no.
Oh, no.
That's one word. What you talking about, Willis? That's one word.
Be and no. Big Green Bear at twitch.tv or Twitch TV. Hold on.
Yep, you had it right.
Twitch.tv / The Green Bear.
Yeah.
You can find me a lot of times. I stream in the afternoons. I'm thinking about doing some late night streaming. I've been my sleep schedule has currently gotten really whacked. So I'm staying up to like 4 or 5. Rather, I'm staying awake till 4 or 5 in the morning. And I ain't wanting to, but I don't like just sitting there in bed, so I'll get up and do some streaming. But generally, I'll stream in the afternoons, and then sometimes a second time into the evening. Like today, I streamed on one platform from 11 to 1. And then from 3 to like about an hour before we did this. I just enjoy it. Have a lot of fun. I'm a big, goofy, dumbass weirdo, and come laugh at me and make fun. Feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
Pagan Tech.
Well, I'm on twitch.tv /Pagan Tech, PAGANTEK. Usually streaming some science-y or flight simulator of some kind, because that's my jam. I'm not too much into the first-person shooters or other things, but hey, whatever floats your boat, and that floats my boat, so I really enjoy it. You're probably catching this on YouTube right now. And that's got the entire playlist for all of the past episodes. Feel free to look at the past episodes and drop a comment on any of these videos. If you'd like to see some topic covered, we'll be glad to throw it in the mix and see if it sticks on the wall. No sticking on the wall. Okay.
As for myself, I have started a Twitch channel. I have not started streaming on it yet, but I will be soon, and it is twitch.tv /Malignant Gnome, MAGLINANTGNOME, Malignant Gnome. I will be streaming I'm going to try to do it on a regular schedule. I'm going to try to do it at least once or twice a week. Starting out, it'll be Cyberpunk, because that's one of my all-time favorite genres. And I just hear spectacular things about the game, and I'm looking forward to getting into it and sharing it with the internet at large. I am bad at video games, so, come in and hang out and Share in my misery or laugh at me, either one. I really don't care. You can also find me at stnradio.com. We broadcast on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays. And on the days I'm not doing STN radio or producing commercials or graphics or editing shows or any of that, I'm going to try to stream a game on occasion. But again, stnradio.com, go there. There's music playing all the time. And you can check out the schedule. You can click over to some of our link sharing partners. You can click over to Green Bear's channel. You can click over to Pagan Tech's channel from there as well. I've got everybody linked, and all the info that you need is right there. So I'm going to spring this on you last minute. T-shirt check. What's everybody wearing? I know Green Bear was wearing black again. Pagan Tech, what do you got on today?
Oh, jeez.
Jerry, how about you? I don't even know what that's a reference to.
It's just a plain
the back of a
T-shirt
camera.
with a pocket in it.
Oh yeah, that's right. You just got the gray shirt, and I'm sorry. What did you say, Pagan Tech?
Oh, it's the back of a DSLR. It's all the different settings and everything. And the most important thing is the fact that the battery looks like it's done.
Oh geez, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I am wearing Sweetwater music instruments and Pro Audio. I got a good
Nice.
amount of equipment from Sweetwater Audio. They're super nice, and their customer service is top notch over there. And they got a huge variety of instruments and cables and speakers and headphones, just pretty much anything having to do with audio and instruments. They've got it. So that'll, I think, we'll wrap it up. Thanks everybody for hanging in there through all of the brown humor, shall we say, and the hilarity, and all of us laughing our asses off for a good 10 minutes there. So if you've stuck in there, you deserve a medal or something, or a pat on the back at least. But anyway, thanks again for tuning in. We will see you next week, same bat time, same bat channel. And with that, I will hand it back off to Pagan Tech.
Well, thank you. And everybody, thanks for sticking around for this episode of the Round Table of Fools.
Your audio.
It helps if I push the damn button. I was talking. I didn't push the button.
Oh,
All right, let's try it again.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody who's listening and watching, thanks for sticking around for the Round Table of Fools. These idiots and nincompoops and ne'er-do-wells have wasted enough of your time, and we're headed off to the sunset for tonight. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.